I'm blessed to be the mother of 2 gorgeous children. And I want a better world for them. I want a world where they can't ignore a problem or a perceived problem for another group, a supposed problem that's been given to someone else. I want a world where they naturally want to help a brother out. What do you want? What is the world that you want to live in? I want a world where we actively embrace one another's humanity. I want a world where our commonalities far outweigh our differences. I want a world that crosses cultural divides, that forges international friendships and creates active global citizens. That world exists. That world is Save Humanity. Idealists, adventure seekers, and utopians all belong here. They don't need to go and become foreign fighters. They don't need to feel isolated. Players are all on the same side, working against an artificially generated sense of negativity. Lack of play increases negativity. Action and working together increases positivity, and it makes the world a lighter place. In our world, you'll be asked to partner up with friends from across the globe and solve puzzles to push back that impending sense of doom. You'll be exposed to local knowledge through active gameplay. Our world takes you on an adventure and empowers you to make positive change. Save Humanity is a safe online space where you can get to know somebody from a completely different country. Save Humanity reinforces unity by connecting diverse peoples. Once connected, you're asked to solve problems and go on quests and missions that are embedded in local history, legends, and mythologies. Our world is a place where you can play together with people from all cultures, languages, and backgrounds. After all, it's a heck of a lot harder to hate somebody once you've formed a friendship. In this way, we're going to break down stereotypes and we're going to see through all those common misconceptions. The beauty of this game is its adaptability. This can be played by individuals, it can be played by parents with children, kids with kids. It can be placed in the classroom, and one classroom can play with a sister classroom on the other side of the world. So let's do it. Let's break down the barriers. Let's create a safe online space of shared common values. Let's create a community of positive global citizens. Let's save humanity. This is the world that I want for my kids, and this is the world that all of our kids can create. Let's save humanity before it's game over. My teammates join me. We also need to thank Joel. I've got Milo and Ruben who are coming up on the stage, but Joel was a game designer who really helped us put the whole thing together. Thank you very much. Oh, did you get a microphone?
No microphone.
Okay.
We'll shout.
Okay.
My question is about the communication between the players. So when you are playing the game, what sort of interaction will they have? Will it be that a girl in Melbourne knows that she's playing with a boy in Somalia, and do they chat online to each other? Do they have to talk to each other to achieve a quest together? How do they get to know each other as people, as opposed to there's just some other dude, his name is random 5x5 and we're typing it. I actually don't know who that person is at all. Where does the communication come into this?
Sure. So the communication happens when When you log in, you play in your own country first. So I'll be playing in Australia, but in order for me to reach out and play the game in Pakistan, I have to form a friendship, form a connection, form a community with someone in Pakistan. That's when the gameplay comes and starts to form these communities, starts to break down these boundaries, starts to break down these misconceptions. The communication will be free text, so they can chat to each other, they can learn about each other's history and each other's cultures. The quests and the puzzles and the things they'll be doing together are based on the information of the region, the cultural, like Carmen was saying, the cultural mythology of the region. So that's basically where the communication takes place.
Mine is to do with the name Save Humanity. Do you think it's an appropriate name for the target market?
Well, our target market is from young adults and children from between the ages of 13 and 25. I believe that it was quite a catchy name. It's something that's quite important to appeal to younger audiences, is creating this almost idea of a quest that they're on together. It's quite a cooperative game, and I think the name quite sums it up.
You're in a pretty competitive space. How do you make sure for that target market that this is an engaging game that they want to play when you're up against some pretty engaging but not necessarily constructive games in the same space?
To launch the game, the idea that we had was to have a convention, give the game out, get the kids in, give the game out to 100 people. They get 2 free tickets to go with it, so they can invite 2 friends to play the game for free. And from there, we're hoping for word of mouth. But we do that in several countries, especially where we managed to create the game to begin with. I imagine to begin with, there might be a few countries, and we could build as we went.
Yeah, so that becomes our organic marketing and communication strategy. Games conventions, a couple of 100 people are invited. Like Carmen was saying, we give out 1,000 invitations or 1,000 logins per country, and that just spreads virally. So when your friends start playing a game, I've just become addicted to an online game. It's very bad. I'm going to see people about it. But you tell your friends get involved, and it spreads like that. It's viral marketing. Cool.